Republican nominee for Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Nate Sheets. Thank you so much, and welcome back to Eye on Politics. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here with you, Jack, and what a great day.
Nice to see you. And so you just unseated three-term incumbent Sid Miller in the Republican primary. And I'm wondering, that's not so easy to do. So how was it that you were able to attract so many more votes than Sid Miller?
Well, first, I want to just say that I think that God just gave us favor, and because God did an amazing thing, and He also brought an incredible team. We had a great team of volunteers, we had a great team of leaders, but we had a great team of people that really got behind the campaign, like our great Governor Greg Abbott, as well as Don Buckingham, the Land Commissioner, Texas Farm Bureau, Southwest Texas Cattle Feeders, and the cattle raisers, and all of these ag groups and everybody combined. It took everybody to really be able to have the success that we've had yesterday.
And you were endorsed by Governor Abbott, and that seemed to really spotlight this race. And I'm wondering, on Friday, after President Trump endorsed Miller, were you a little concerned?
I think if President Trump had endorsed a month earlier, that would have been very troublesome, and could have given him a lot of time to be able to really promote that. But, that came out late Friday evening. 2 a.m., we attacked Iran, which really kind of brought the news cycle to a focus on that. And then he also didn't have any money to really get it out there. Any money that he had raised, he was using to malign me and didn't really save his dollars to go promote that. And so I don't want to say it was too little too late because it's the President of the United States. But I'm just glad he didn't do it any earlier. And then I think coupled with Governor Abbott inviting me to come with him on a 30-city tour, we spent the last 10 days hitting three cities every single day and out speaking, get out the vote. I think that was a huge momentum builder for our campaign, and one of the reasons why we got over the finish line.
I want to ask you about the fall because now you are going to go up against Democrat Clayton Tucker. He was unopposed, but he still received a lot of votes, 1.9 million. And I know that that was still a little less than you and Miller combined. Any concerns about that?
I think everybody in Texas needs to be concerned because the Democrats are coming. There's no greater crown than they could get than to turn Texas blue. But we are not going to allow Texas to turn blue. We're going to fight to keep it red, and we're going to take the ag department or the agriculture focus as well as people's interest in food to really build the Republican Party. And people have interest. I had lots of people tell me that they'd never voted in the Republican primary. They had never voted in a primary, and that who came out just to vote for me because it's about food. It's about the food that they eat, and it's very important. And so we're just going to continue to build on that idea that everyone cares about their food and do everything we can to help make sure that we keep Texas red.
And so, what is your message? I know you talked a little bit about it there, but what is your message to voters in the November election?
Listen, we continue to lose agriculture as never before. 68 farms this week, last week, and the week before because farmers and ranchers can't afford to be in business. The way that we have become reliant upon our adversarial countries to be involved in the way we feed ourselves in America, as well as our pursuit for cheap calories in America through ultra processed foods, has had hugely negative impact. One is the loss of agriculture, but secondly, the impact on our health, where we have 70% of all Americans have one chronic disease or more. 78% of kids 18 to 25 cannot serve in the military because their health related to food that they eat. And we spend $4 trillion a year treating symptoms of diseases related to the food that we eat. So these cheap calories are not cheap. We're just paying for it in healthcare costs and more importantly, in quality of life. And so this campaign, what we're going to do in November is about bringing a focus on the new food triangle, that everything on that comes right off the farm. And so it's the golden age of agriculture in front of us. And so as we start to clean up food, to provide healthier, more nutritious food for Americans and help to connect them with the farmers and bring those two closer together, it's going to begin to help focus on both of those needs. So we want to grow food better and grow better food.
So, it's all about nutrition.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into agriculture, whether it's water, property and land rights, the New World screwworm, biosecurity. We've got the new pasture mealy bug that's come into down in the Gulf Coast, and we've got 20 counties that have been quarantined. It's agriculture, it's the weather. There's always going to be a myriad of challenges. But the two big issues that I feel like we need to go and address, and the reason why people voted for us, is the loss of farms and the quality of the food that we're continuing to eat in America that have a negative impact on our health. And we need to fix both of those.
And so I would imagine then this is your top priority if you are to be elected.
Yes, both in the school lunch program, we're 44th in the nation in our nutritional value of our school lunch program. The governor wants to make a massive investment into education, redoing both our curriculum. He's invested into the teachers. But if we continue to feed our kids and be 44th in the nation, we're never going to be able to be first in education in the great state of Texas. And so that's one of the areas that we're really going to focus. We're going to go and we're going to revamp the Go Texan program, which is a program that was created to help produce or to connect consumers with producers. It's just never really been fully utilized and discovered. We're going to go in and look at the processes of how we regulate inside of Texas, that we make it more difficult for farmers and ranchers to actually be in business. But we also want to ensure that we're lowering the fees. My predecessor raised fees by $26 million on producers. And we're going to make it easier for farming and ranchers to be in business and create quality food. And then the other thing we've really got to focus on, probably first and foremost, is the culture. There's been a really negative environment at Texas Department of Agriculture with the current executive leadership, and we're going to go get rid of all corruption inside the TDA, and we're going to create a culture where people feel valued and trusted, but we have the focus on the success of farmers and ranchers and the health of all Texans at the center of what we do at the Texas Department of Agriculture.
Nate Sheets, Republican nominee for Texas Agriculture Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack. Great to be with you today.
We appreciate it.